at the Shea Stadium watching the Jets play against the Beavers. Ben, what do you think of this spectacular sporting event on this day?
Chris, well, you see, it's all about the numbers. The Colts have the statistics. They have the metrics on their side, Chris.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing, and they know how to win the game.
All I know is that the Jets have Mark Furman from the O.J. Simpson trial on their team.
It doesn't matter about who's on their team. It matters about look at the metrics, Chris. If you look at the metrics, the Beavers win every single time. There's no chance for the Giants to win this one.
Oh man, I've got my fantasy football all lined up.
No, it doesn't matter anything about the passion for the game. It's definitely the metrics. Now
it's all in the metrics.
You see, we need a third person who's like, I don't know which way this game is going. Have you ever watched SportsCenter?
Yes.
If you ever watch SportsCenter,
my entire family watches sports. No, Jojo, my brother, by the way, for all the people that are gonna dox me soon, my brother watches SportsCenter all the fucking time. And pretty much like every time he's watching, they're like, you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna throw the ball. And they're going to catch it down the way. And I'm like, you know what? That's a good point. They're going to do that.
No, but okay, so during finals week, I was sleeping a lot in my common room because I can't do...
Like you do, really.
I can't do work if I don't have eyes constantly judging me.
Uh-huh.
So, what I did, I sat on the couch all the time and watched SportsCenter for hours and hours and hours. Now, usually, what would happen is that... SportsCenter would come on, right?
Normally.
And then the game would play, and at the end of it, they'd have three people who would stand around, and one of them would say, look at the metrics. And he's always on the left. And then another person would say, no, you gotta look. They have the passion for the game. They're gonna win it. They know what they're doing. They have, they're a great team.
Mm-hmm.
They have so much passion, and he's always on the right. And in the middle is Mediator Black Man.
Mediator Black Man,
who's just like, I don't know how this game is gonna go.
Dude, honestly, I would love it if they could get someone on SportsCenter who doesn't know fuck all about sports.
I would love it. I would love if they had like some D&D nerds, like, no, they sit around, they're like, yeah, they threw the ball. How the fuck did downs work?
Dude, you know what? No, we need SportsCenter for different things. Like, SportsCenter is, granted, you can't call it SportsCenter if it's for something else, but, like, we only have SportsCenter for, like, baseball, football. We need a SportsCenter for D&D, or a SportsCenter for, like, really mundane tasks. Like, oh my god, there goes Nancy. She's picking up those grapes. She is grabbing those grapes. She is taking them down the aisle into the self-checkout. Oh no, the self-checkout machine is broken. Now she's going to have to call the assistant manager. Oh man, it's getting ugly. They are not redeeming her coupons. They are not redeeming her coupons, Steve. What are we going to do?
She's getting something out of her purse. Oh, watch out! Watch out!
It's another coupon. Bam!
Oh, this one's expired too. We might have to dim this audio later.
Oh, it's fine. This is by far the most energetic and most dynamic one we've done, and I'm very pleased.
Sorry,
also,
oh my gosh, I have to tell you.
Sure.
I watched MTV for the first time in years.
Jesus Christ.
The other day.
What year is it? 1992? How was it?
Okay, so for those of you who don't watch MTV, which should be most of you.
Yeah.
MTV has fully devolved. It now follows the most depraved humans on the planet. That is what MTV has become.
Hasn't it been that for a while? Because like they did the Jersey Shore 10 years ago?
Yeah, no, they did 10 years ago.
Dude,
it only has gotten worse.
Do you remember middle school? Like, I don't know if this was as big in your grade as it was in mine, but like in middle school into high school, like there were always these people that were like, you don't watch Jersey Shore? You're such a bitch, and it's like I don't care.
No.
Were there ever people like that?
Everyone just made fun of Jersey Shore for me,
dude. Most people I knew in my grade.
No, you see, your grade had little brain energy.
My
whole grade had big brain energy, and we already predicted South Park.
You bring up a very good point because, like, honestly, like when I think of most people in your grade, there's just like geniuses, and then everyone in my grade is like, I'm a mailman now. And
I want to know what Ryan. Sorry, I'm not gonna drop. I want to know what our valedictorian is doing right now. Yeah, because for the love of God, that kid was so goddamn smart. And if he's not if I find him doing crack cocaine at the bottom of a bridge, I think my life is gonna be okay. He's not though. He's a good little boy.
Yeah,
but most valedictorians are. But
I guess this has become the undisclosed New Jersey small town.
Well, Chris,
podcast.
now that you've said that, people are going to fucking look it up who don't live in New Jersey.
Well then. I said this episode was going to get me doxxed. I wasn't lying.
Don't fucking dox us. That's the easiest thing to don't stop right there.
Okay. Anyway, so today we're going to I've got a hot topic for us that I just found out about this morning. Do you remember Ray William Johnson equals 3?
Yeah.
Apparently he copyright striked a shitload of videos cuz recently people have checked out his old music channel, Your Favorite Martian.
Oh?
And by the way, the channel name is now "This Project is Retired" in all caps. It's great. Ditto. I think ditto for the Ray William Johnson YouTube account on its own, but I could be wrong. Yeah, they checked it out. Tiggle Biddies and
wait, who did YouTubers checked it out?
Yeah, different YouTubers. Yeah,
man, remember when only the first 2 of his songs were good, and then every single song
they
after
were all
that?
bad.
The first 2 were okay.
What, Doing Your Mom?
No, it was about it was the sex in different countries. I think that was his first
Stereotypes.
That's
yeah. So
there was just a lot of fucking in that.
There was
tentacle porn and goat fucking.
Well, no, dude, because Ray William Johnson had an audience of primarily 12 to 13-year-olds.
Yeah, so
when we were 12 to 13.
That was
Yeah, so
that was the shit. Old YouTube is such a marvel to me nowadays.
It's a strange relic, man.
Because old YouTube was just I'm gonna say some bad words, and because that's how AVGN got his roots. He was just swearing a lot.
But he was clever. He had some clever stuff to him.
He had skits, and the skits were entertaining, and there was a lot of production value. So his old stuff still has rewatchability, but genuinely it's gratuitous. I don't like his new stuff is a lot less gratuitous.
Yeah. So
when he does have rants filled with obscenities, they're a lot more punctual.
Him and Nostalgia Critic too.
Nostalgia Critic fuck children or something?
No. No, that was one of his associates that did that. Whoa. Sorry about that.
What?
Our recording thing is glitching the fuck out right now.
What do you mean?
It's lagging. Anyway, hope
it always is doing that.
True. All right, whatever. If it comes in as we were talking about AVGN and the Nostalgia Critic. No. So the whole Channel Awesome controversy. That was back in April. I looked into it extensively when I was supposed to be doing finals work.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, I don't know if you're familiar with Channel Awesome as a whole, but Channel Awesome was Doug Walker's website. There's a whole series by Mr. Medeker actually about the website. That guy with the glasses in Channel Awesome. It's a 7-part series. I'm gonna link it. It's a really, I would highly recommend it. It's a great series. But pretty much it kind of he released that late 2017, and it was kind of an early prediction of what the behind or a sneak peek into what Channel Awesome and that guy with the glasses was behind closed doors. And then in April, all the people behind Channel Awesome, especially the people that were abused and everything, came out against Doug Walker and Mike Michaud, the CEO of Channel Awesome, and Doug Walker's brother Rob, and they basically said yeah, you had us do all these stupid movies and you never fucking paid us. You hired HRPR They fired their HRPR person who waited on them hand and foot despite the fact that she was terminally ill.
Oh God!
And when she got a surgery that would help her out, they fired her immediately because she wouldn't answer a Skype call on time or something. Oh no, that was someone else. But it's a 60-70 page Google Doc, all contributed by former all contributions are by former members of the website.
Yeah,
and it's detailing just how fucking awful it was to work for them.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, Channel Awesome's response, written by Doug Walker, was, "We're sorry you felt that way."
The classic response of blaming them.
And he's been doing weekly uploads still on his channel, and he's never addressed it. Even at like conventions, people have been like, "What's the deal with the Not So Awesome document?" He's like, "Oh, well, all I can tell you is that Channel Awesome is a great organization."
He's not going to admit to it.
Well, I mean, you should touch on it. Like,
because that
even people that are still on his side have touched on it. They've been like, "Yeah, it was kind of fucked up, but it's over."
Yeah, bro, I don't know.
Like, that's anyway.
Too late now.
Pretty much. But yeah, like old Nostalgia Critic and old. I feel like the Nostalgia Critic was more gratuitous than the Angry Video Game Nerd. Did you watch him?
I watched like he got taken off of YouTube and then he had to like remake a channel, right?
Well, no, that's how that guy with the glasses thing came about, and that didn't Channel Awesome because he kept getting his channel removed because he kept uploading these things called movies in 5 seconds or movies in 15 seconds. Which basically told the plot of every movie in 10 to 15 seconds, or around there. And he was saying it's fair use, but as we know now, that's not fair use. You're basically removing the need for someone to see the product in question.
Yeah.
So, he kept getting kicked off YouTube, and eventually he was like, "I'm gonna start my own fucking website," and that's how that guy with the glasses came about. And then Channel Awesome was like a separate entity that kind of like formed with them. And that's how they got like a bunch of different content creators.
Yeah.
But what sucked about their website was that all the content creators were basically just the Nostalgia Critic with a different gimmick. So like Linkara was the Nostalgia Critic but comics, or Todd in the Shadows was the Nostalgia Critic but music. And then or Lindsay Ellis, who was actually pretty good video essayist. Recommend checking her out. She was basically in her day at That Guy with the Glass. She was basically the Nostalgia Critic but a girl. She was literally called the Nostalgia Chick, and she could only like tackle girly media from the 80s and 90s. It was really fucked up.
I'm sure she was like, it's boring, so I'm gonna leave, and also sexist.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, and now she like does in-depth analyses on like gender identity and Transformers. And like, yeah, it's like
I'm not gonna question that, but I hope it's a good essay.
Some of her videos are really like, okay, that's an interesting take, but you kind of she had like a 3-part video on the Hobbit series. It was like a whole documentary. She actually went to New Zealand and like interviewed, like people. She interviewed like New Zealand citizens, and they said, yeah, the Hobbit basically fucked us over.
Why?
Like tax cuts and everything. Like basically Warner Brothers like dumped the Hobbit onto New Zealand without their consent, and it pretty much like killed them financially for a couple of years. It's messed up.
How did it kill them financially?
It's been a while since I've seen it.
I don't know. Like,
I'll link that. There's a lot of stuff I gotta link.
They raped their land. I don't know.
In the description, but bottom line is this: it's a fucking great. It's like a 3-part documentary / Hobbit analysis. It's really good. But yeah, back to Ray William Johnson though. A bunch of YouTubers, not even a bunch of YouTubers. It was like 2 or 3 YouTubers made videos on him recently, just revisiting.
Why?
Because it's been like 10 years now.
I guess that's fair.
Which is
like
crazy to think about. That it's been 10 years since he like rose to popularity. What made it even weirder, by the way, is I don't know if anyone recalls.
He was just Tosh.0.
He was Tosh.0, but
he was
worse.
He was like Alpha Tosh.0.
Pretty much. Like the way the YouTube hierarchy worked, it was that Fred was number 1, like very early on.
Yeah.
And then he was number 1 until PewDiePie came on the scene.
Pretty much.
So I find that very funny, like how content has evolved, and it's really weird.
Smosh was up there too at some point.
Smosh was never really number 1, or I don't.
Smosh was 1 at one point. I know that
very briefly. I think it was.
I know they had like a few over 10 million, and
all
they
I remember
were like
untested. Was that in their day, Nika Higa, Ray William Johnson, and Smosh were basically always fighting it out for the top spot.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much.
That was so old YouTube.
That was such a prime. That was such an innocent time too.
I know.
Before everything.
I'm sure there was drama behind the scenes or whatever, but like it was never like was it just Jake Paul or Logan Paul with the dead body forest?
That's Logan, but Jake Paul is even worse because, the problem with modern YouTube is
there's too many white people.
Yeah, get rid of them. It's the it's like the corporate nature now. Like YouTube's slogan used to be broadcast yourself, right?
Yeah.
But now it's just like broadcast yourself for Comcast or other broadcasting thing or other media company, or if you make a video that we deem unworthy, we're not going to sponsor you, and you'll have to rely on fucking TikTok
it's
and
ads.
Audible plugs for ads.
God, TikTok ads, like, believe it or not, like,
are you already Tracer?
Yeah.
Good.
I am already, unfortunately, Tracer. And
Nerf
I swear
Bastion.
to God, you ask me one more time, I'm going to find where you live. My dad is an ex-Marine. My dad is stronger than your dad. My dad will beat you up, alright?
I hope you know that my dad, he grew up with you, and he would pay for your gas every single day.
What?
I don't know. Anyway.
What a fucking power move.
Yeah, right?
What?
Yeah, see what I mean?
The recording looks fine.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't look fucked up.
Alright, well, I guess we'll find out later.
Oh, well.
Alright, well,
let's not review this at all and just post on the internet haphazardly. How does that sound?
Apologies if it comes in as the entire, hour, but hey.
Yeah, it's not my fault.
That's the nature of things.
Anyway, so, there's a new show on MTV.
Oh, yeah, you were doing MTV. Go back to that.
There's a new show. I stayed up, past 10. Never watch MTV past 10, because that's when they put their bullshit on the television.
Okay.
I don't know. There's a select group of people who are watching MTV. You want to know how I know this?
How? Because
there's no people in their right mind who would subject themselves to that much anger and hatred. Because that's what it is. That's what MTV sells you on. Like, to normal people, MTV sells you on being mad. Because you just watch people do stupid stuff on camera for stupid reasons.
That's basically how it is for Bravo, too. That's the channel that does all the Real Housewives shit.
Oh, yeah. But that's more drama.
Yeah.
That's more drama. The MTV just makes you mad. You're like, who, what, why? Like, if you're not asking, like, why 60 times an episode, you're doing, like, they did something wrong. So, there's a new TV show that is exclusively about people who want to get larger booties.
Oh?
Yeah. That's all it is.
Just trying to get, like, bigger asses?
That is the entire premise of the show. It follows 3 people on their journey from being a bootyless hoe to a big bootied bitch.
That reminds me of that one reality show on BoJack.
Yeah.
That's basically what it is?
No, but it's worse.
Oh, God.
There's this one... I'm going to use the term man very liberally in this description.
Merman.
But he's like, I don't like when I look at other people's booties, I just want to play with them. I'm like, yeah? And he's like, I just want my own big, beautiful booty. And he's like this twinkish little... He like has that whole emo aesthetic, except he has inch-long nails that are all claws. And then the worst part is he's 17, and he's trying to go through with the surgery.
Oh my God.
But and that means his parents have to consent and pay for it.
Jesus Christ.
So you get to watch these 2 middle-aged Americans with their, like, super liberal millennial son who wants to get a booty lift.
Ah.
Yeah.
Ah.
And he's like, I really want to do this, guys. And like, his dad's there. And his dad, every interview they did, I'm
just picturing they got the surgery. He grabs his son by the shoulder, looks him dead in the eye, tears streaming down his face. I'm so proud of you, son. I knew you could do it.
No.
Is he like
it's best? Like, the dad was just like, I don't understand it, but if it makes him happy, I don't really care. So that, real big happy family we got there.
I'm also picturing it just like the dad. I don't understand his need for a butt, but you know what? I'll support it. Cuts to him. I need that ass. The mom's just like passed out on the couch.
No, the mom also...
Bottle of wine right next to her.
Yeah, no, the mom was just completely despondent. The mom was like, I don't fucking care about this. Let him do whatever he wants. They looked rich, so I think...
Of course they are.
I like, no one is just like, yeah, son, get a $15,000 booty lift procedure.
Jesus Christ.
There was only one other person who was, like, she just didn't have, like, that big of a booty, and she was just like, I just want a bigger booty, and I'm like, okay, that makes sense. And then there was another girl who already had, like, Chris, like, I'm not kidding, it was, like, this big. It was fucking, like, okay, you guys can't see it, but imagine 2 of the largest watermelons you've ever seen glued onto the buttocks of someone, and that's what it looked like.
Which is like awkwardly placed.
No, but like, it was a booty. It was a nice booty, but she had like an Instagram and everything. But like she wanted a bigger booty. I'm like, you're going to be physically crippled by how large your ass is.
Jesus Christ.
And that's what modern television has to. It follows the most depraved and disgusting humans. What has humanity devolved to where that is not only entertainment but also popular?
Well, I doubt
that seems like some weird fetish shit.
I doubt that it is popular though. I mean, I feel like it definitely has an audience. Otherwise, it wouldn't be on. But I feel like there's just certain networks where it's like their metric for success really isn't massive. Like the CW, for example. Like, they pull marginally less numbers on their, like, DC shows, like Arrow, The Flash, that kind of thing, than most other shows on TV. But because, but because it's the CW, and because, like, their metrics are kind of low, they're like, hey, that's a success. So for MTV, they know that fewer people are watching their shit. They probably have less of a budget now than they did back in, like, the...
I don't know, like, Lindsay Lohan, she started a new show...
Really?
Yeah, so she bought... So apparently, there's probably no evidence of this, because I doubt it happened. Apparently, some years ago, she was on a beach with her boyfriend, who will remain unnamed, because he doesn't exist, and she was abused on that beach. And she's like, I love that beach, I don't want it to be a sad memory. So she bought all of it, and then built a resort on it.
Oh my god.
And now she got... 20-something-year-olds, young hot people, mind you. There's no ugly people on anything in MTV. If you watch the show Catfish, the ugly people are the people on the other side of the computer.
I have watched Catfish before. That is a trip.
Catfish, I think, is like their only good show.
Yeah, that's the best one
I don't mind Catfish because
it's great.
It doesn't delve into the gratuity and depravity of all their other shows.
It really is just. I mean, it's mindless entertainment, but if that's what you're looking for, just,
it's completely inoffensive to me. I think it's fine.
Yeah,
but like, what's it called? Like, Lindsay Lohan's show. It's just 20-something-year-olds, and she's like, you guys are at this resort beach to work for me, so don't get drunk and don't, like, fuck with clients. And then she's like, one of them is a very attractive younger man with a very nice beard, I'll say that, but, there was, like, a model, there was, like, an Instagram influencer, I'll put that in big fucking air quotes, and, like, she was the VIP from Dubai, and she's like, go with her and make her happy as possible, which basically means he got his dick wet in a very attractive Dubai model.
Damn.
And then
we're talking about the boyfriend?
No, what? No, this is just some dude.
Oh.
This is just some dude on the beach on Lindsay Lohan's resort.
And this is just like...
He works for Lindsay, and Lindsay's like, go with this VIP and make her happy as possible. And he's like, alright. And then the VIP was like, I want you to strip naked and then also go into the ocean with me. And he's like, alright. And then she's like, I want you to make out with me. And he's like, alright. So basically he became a gigolo for Lindsay Lohan.
Damn, on TV.
On TV.
Could you imagine?
His mom probably watched that.
Probably. He was like, Mom, I got a new job on Lindsay Lohan's
speaking of mom, my mom wants to watch the podcast now, so...
Oh. Good.
Yeah, no, that's gonna make me want to die, but that's besides the point.
Great. Yeah, no, it's gonna be awesome when people we know start watching this.
Yeah, no, it won't. No.
It's gonna be great.
That's gonna be horrible.
You should really promote it to your fraternity just for fun,
No.
Please
no,
do.
I won't.
Hey, what's up?
I'm gonna know what? I'm going to send it out to all of our alumni. I'm gonna get the alumni list. I'm gonna send it out to like people in their mid-20s and 30s.
You know what we should do? We should send this podcast weekly to your alumni until they pay the school.
For what?
For donations. For donations. It's a great promotional tool. Because if they want us to stop sending them this fucking podcast, they can just pay the school.
You have to pay to stop receiving them. We'll send you goddamn emails every goddamn week, you motherfucker.
Oh my god. But, so, yeah, Ray William Johnson copyright struck
Oh man, that was a great transition.
Yeah, right.
That wasn't janky at all.
Oh,
yeah,
it's
no,
terrible.
keep going with that.
So bad. So anyway,
Because that wasn't already a done point.
it really was. You know what? I'm gonna shut up now. We saw the mule last week.
Oh yeah, that was the original topic, and we're 25 minutes in, and we're just talking about what we wanted to talk about for this week.
I mean, that's usually that's how I wanted this to go anyway. We should really just have one topic that that kind of keeps us on a center, but then just kind of talk about whatever.
Anyway, so we saw the mule.
Yeah,
with
Clint Eastwood.
I can't remember any. Okay, if anyone.
What did you think his name was?
I was about to say
Lindsay Lohan.
Lindsay Lohan. I was gonna. I had a D in my mouth, and I was like, no, that's not right.
Dean Cain. Dean Morris.
Clint Eastwood.
No, Dint
Eastwood.
Dint East Metal. So we saw the donkey starring East Metal.
We saw Deast Metal.
Yeah.
Got it.
So we saw the mule starring Deast Metal. And it was
no, it's the donkey starring Deast Metal.
The donkey starring Deast Metal. And it was a pretty good film overall. I liked it a lot. We both
it was probably the most I really felt entertaining.
It was
I didn't get bored.
It was also kind of like Gran Torino in that it was surprisingly inspiring and sweet.
But that's all of his movies mostly.
Yeah. Well, despite the fact that there's moments where he's outwardly racist, but it's played for laughs. It's pretty funny.
You see, his racism was played up to add humanity to people.
Yeah.
He was at one point he was like, "Oh, I'm always glad to help you Negro folk out," which is not a PC thing to say, but they were like, you can just call us black people or people, and he was like, "Oh, okay."
And then
that was the end of it. He just said okay, and then he just said, "Let me help you fix your tire."
There's also the Dykes on Bikes scene.
And he just said, "Look at that," and he was just which I think is just a great approach to take with people you don't understand.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think it really just the whole movie was really just an exercise in talking about how people are people, because even the gang banging cholos, yeah, I'll say that.
It's supposed to be El Chapo, by the way. It's supposed to be the El Chapo cartel.
Oh yeah, I figured.
Yeah, which I find very, very interesting. But
what's it called?
There's one scene where they're all partying together. God damn it!
What?
I'm gonna have to cut that part out.
Okay,
my fucking ringtone.
Yeah, very professional, Chris.
So
I'm actually on my phone, so
let's get right back into what we were talking about.
But
So anyway, yeah.
Even the gangbanging cholos, what's it called? He added humanity to them by just being like, "How's your daughter?" And then he didn't understand phones, and they had really good chemistry together.
Yeah, no.
Those young Mexican gangsters
are teaching him how to text,
and they're just go to this address, you'll be fine.
It was.
And it was just a great movie.
I didn't know it was based on a true story, but it was. I thought it was
a lot of his movies are based on true. I mean, obviously he takes some liberties.
Yeah,
right?
Of course. But I thought when we saw the movie, because this is structured very, very this is structured very well. This felt like it was an original story, but no, it's based on a real story. The guy's name was Leo Sharp, and this happened back in the early 2010s. So 2009,
the height of El Chapo.
Yeah, so 2009 to 2011 was when he ran his shit.
Yeah.
He was caught very similarly to how he was in the film. It was Bradley Cooper and Michael Pena, who was very good in the film.
Michael Pena, surprisingly, not bad.
Michael Pena needs to play more supporting characters because he's really good at supporting characters.
He's good when he plays a Michael Pena type. He was just a low-key Michael Pena.
Yeah, exactly. That was cool.
And he just, I didn't mind him.
I also liked him in Ant-Man a couple years ago. He was
He was an Ant-Man, wasn't he?
Yeah, that was the one good part of the movie.
Yeah,
because that was the part Edgar Wright kept. Or that was the thing that Edgar Wright wanted to have in the movie, but Marvel was like, that's a good idea, keep it around.
We're gonna steal it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
But yeah, the real story was he was caught very similarly to how Bradley Cooper set him up in the movie. And when he was arrested, you see in the movie when he's arrested, spoilers by the way. I mean, very few people saw this movie or are gonna see this movie, so
It's a Clint Eastwood. That's a pretty good pull.
You're right. Everyone should see the new Deastwood movie.
Everyone should see The Donkey by Deastwood.
No, his name
Deast
is
Metal.
his
Sorry,
Death Grips. His name is just Deast Metal now. So yeah, definitely see it. If you get the chance, it's a really solid film. It's unpredictable too, which I found because in the marketing, right, it sets it up a lot like it's gonna be like this Breaking Bad style drama, but no, it's really a comedy.
yeah,
It's
no,
really a really
it's
sweet, endearing comedy
It is a sweet,
about an old man who just happens to work for the cartel.
yeah,
It's really cool.
and and the best part is it kind of separates the more dramatic aspects
Yeah.
into the detective character.
Yeah. No,
And I like that because Clint Eastwood didn't feel like it was serious with him,
yeah.
and that kind of would have put a big fucking bog on the entire movie.
I'm very happy with how they set up that parallel storyline.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah, because Deastwood is very much like in his career as a gardener in like early on in the film. And that makes him his family like thinks he's a piece of shit because he didn't really spend enough time with them because he was too busy gardening. Which actually the real guy was a gardener.
Yeah, I'm sure he kept that.
Yeah,
it was a big metaphor throughout. You know.
Yeah, there was one scene at the end.
I guess we should probably just say spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers. So we're gonna spoil the ending mainly because there's a very interesting and really hilarious part to how this story ends in real life, and I love it.
Oh.
So anyway,
I don't know anything about the real life story, so I'm listening to this first with you guys.
I looked into it. I looked into it like last night because I knew we were going to talk about this on the podcast, and I knew I might as well get the guy's real name and some real facts. So anyway, the real story is he started working for El Chapo for similar reasons that he did in the movie.
Money.
He just needed money.
And he was old, and he had a good driving record.
Yeah, exactly.
I assume those were the reasons.
Yeah, that was basically.
But also, there was just a gang. There was just a drug dealer at the
wedding.
So in the movie, his niece, I think it's his niece.
Yeah, it's his niece.
She's getting married, and he shows up, and there's family drama,
uh-huh.
and then all of a sudden, he starts to leave the party because he doesn't want to be like a big killjoy.
Yeah.
And this dude just walks up to him and he's just like, "Hey, you need a job?
Hey man, I can hook you up."
And then he just is like, "All right," and he just rolls up to a tire shop and just gets a bag of cocaine,
which is right across the street from my favorite radio ad, O'Reilly's Auto Parts.
O'Reilly's Auto Parts.
Ow!
Yeah, we listened to that so much over the summer, but that's
a different topic for another day. So, the real story is he's eventually caught by the DEA and the local police. He is in court. He's being arraigned, and also, not to mention, he did not get arrested on the day of his wife's funeral like he was in the movie. Which
I thought it was a few days after.
No, it was the same day.
Was it?
Yeah, he literally was in the suit wearing.
Oh yeah, he was.
Yeah,
he was coming back, and they found him and they grabbed him.
Yeah, I think in real life, do you remember the scene where he puts Blistex or whatever on the dog's nose?
It was Ben Gay.
Whatever, Ben Gay. You know what, Ben you gay. It's a terrible joke. Sorry.
Yeah, it is because I am. Yeah, how dare you?
Well, damn.
I'm so gay. You know how gay I am.
So anyway, when Deastwood rubs Ben on the dog's face,
when I rub myself on the dog's face, I'm gonna. All right, FBI.
So when that happens, we're not in California. It might be illegal here.
What?
Bestiality?
That's for those who don't know, bestiality is legal in 23 states.
Yes, it is.
So if you're in the middle of the country,
so if you're in Vermont
or below the 34th parallel,
I guess.
Yeah, you can just bang away over there.
So if you're
dogs, horses, doesn't matter.
So if you're Vermont and a dog, hit me up, baby. So anyway, where was I in the mule?
Something about
his wife's death. Yeah. So the scene where the cop pulls him over and he's like I got my daughter's pecans in here.
Yeah.
Like that in real life, that's what got him caught.
Ah.
Yeah, like that was like later on, obviously, but in real life, that's what got him caught in the end.
Why did he did have so many
He had
pecans?
buckloads of pecans in his car.
Yeah, no, if you watch the movie, in the back of his truck, he unironically has like 30, 40, 50 pounds of pecans in these big red mesh bags.
But in real life, it's papayas. And what's really weird, by the way, before I continue this, was before we saw the movie, in my head, like as we were driving to the theater, I'm like, I can't wait to see the scene where he tries to like pass off the drugs as papayas or whatever. I had no idea that was like what he really had in the car, and I had no idea that like this is what he really tried to do. But in my head, I just had papayas, so I guess we're like we're like psychically linked. Me and Leo Sharp and Deastwood, we're all part of one brain collective.
Blimp Leastwood.
A blimp dank pants. So anyway, the end. You know, eventually people are gonna like start. If our podcast gets big, people are gonna start a drinking game. Every time Chris says "so anyway," take a shot. So anyway, he's in court, and the judge is like, "Hey, Leo,
Stop moving papayas."
and then he's like, "What do you say?" He's like, "Look, I'm guilty. I did what I did, but I grow the best papayas you've ever seen. How about I make you those papayas and you let me free?" And his attorney was like, "Yeah, he has like dementia, and that got him off." He went to prison for like a year, and then he got let off.
What?
Yeah.
So what you're telling me is that the best drug mule that El Chapo ever had only went to jail for like a year?
Yeah, well, mainly because he was like dying. So like
They were like, I don't fucking care.
yeah, well, he was caught in 2011. He didn't actually go to jail until 2015, and then he was released. Or no, he didn't go to jail until 2014. He was released in 2015, and then he died in 2016.
Okay, so he was really on his way out.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
So the trial basically took up the last couple years of his life.
Wow. I didn't think like a trial that cut and clear would have taken that long.
I know, it's pretty insane.
Like they were like, yeah, we found hundreds of pounds of cocaine in the trunk of your car. I think that would have been like, so did you know what you were doing? And you'd been like, and they would have been like, put him away.
But I just find that hilarious where he was like, where the judge is like, "Sir, you have 200 pounds of cocaine in the back of your car. What do you say?" "Well, papayas."
In the movie, he grows daylilies.
Yeah, well, no. He grew lilies in real life too. He actually made his own type of like
Daylily.
apricot lily.
Yeah, that was like the big thing.
And
he had his own breed.
Yeah,
Strain,
yeah,
I guess.
yeah,
Strain of daylily, and
yeah,
that was
he,
what
he like
got.
crossbred plants. However that works.
Yeah, he was really famous in the movie for doing that, and he was
famous in real life for doing that too. He actually planted George W. Bush's rose garden.
Oh.
Was it It was HW or W? But yeah, when he was arrested,
probably HW for his age.
When he was arrested and he was being booked, he was like, "I planted George Bush's garden."
Oh, and
yeah, like
gave a presidential pardon. Got off.
In the police report, it says suspect would not stop talking about George Bush's garden. It's great. I love it. It's such a great true story. I highly recommend anyone look into Leo Sharp.
There's a lot of true stories that people need to look into.
Yeah, it's great. There was another one that I heard about on Bill Burr's podcast. I sent it to you. I think I showed you the video. I'll link.
That's a different story for a different day.
No, dude, it's a whole fucking. It's so cool. I gotta tell you about it like right now.
Or we could talk about the movie.
It's a good idea. Yeah, it's true.
You just make it a different episode.
That's a good idea. You know what,
Chris? We have so much time.
Yeah, true.
We're going to die, old men filled with dementia.
Synecdoche, New York. we're gonna die. We're gonna die. Old men offering blunt
Chris,
breast killer.
I need you
some papayas.
We're going to be sitting as 82-year-olds on a really uncomfortable fold-out chair in front of a television that's really old. Mm-hmm. Because remember when we're old, it's not going to be the same technology. Our kids are going to be hooked up to batteries and it'll be like Matrix style. But they'll be like, we're going to phase out the old generation. Don't worry about it. And we'll be sitting there and we'll be playing some video games on the Xbox 360, and we'll be like, these kids,
Borderlands,
white people.
I'm
not going to stop saying that until I die.
Yeah, just keep it. I feel like it's
no context. Just keep saying white people.
White people.
All right, now that has gone perfectly quiet for a good second.
Yes, it did. So, Ben, I was telling you before we started the podcast. You told me to save it for the podcast. Mainly because it's a great story.
Oh.
So yesterday,
I don't remember what this was. I'm really dumb. Sorry.
yesterday,
guys.
so I work in the city, most days out of the week, and yesterday I fell asleep on my train, and I passed the fuck
I
out.
remember this now.
I passed out like the second I sit on the train, because it's a 5 a.m. train, and I gotta get
Naturally.
and I get in there around 8:30. So everyone's off the train. The train attendant comes up to me, taps me on the shoulder. He's like, "Wake up, hey man, come on." I'm like, "Well, what's up?" I'm like half asleep. I have my laptop with me. My laptop bag is stuck underneath the seat. Like the strap is stuck around the seat because like this guy who was sitting across from me moved it apparently. And so I
didn't molest you, but did move it.
Thank God he didn't steal. There's nothing really valuable to steal in there anyway. I have like 2 books in my laptop and a bag of almonds. Like there's nothing.
I would have stolen it from you.
Yeah.
I would have ruined your life.
Just get the almonds, man. So
in fact, I would have done a lot worse to you.
Yeah,
you would not have walked again.
Yeah,
just quite.
You would wake up and your legs would be off the train. They would be in your laptop bag now.
You would be made of almonds. Don't ask me how.
You will wake up and you will be a human-sized almond. Cursed.
You're going to go blind, bitch.
Cursed with regret. So yeah, I wake up. Laptop bag is wrapped around the seat. I'm pulling at it and I'm half asleep. And apparently, when I'm tired, or even when I just wake up, I have a lot of like strength in me. So I'm like tugging at this thing. I don't have any patience.
Did you rip it?
No. The seat is attached by springs. Every train, most trains, the seats are attached by springs. So I tear the seat off the springs.
Naturally.
With my laptop bag.
Yes.
And I look at the train attendant and I'm like, well shit, I'm going to jail now. And he looks back at me and he's like, man, don't worry about it. That happens all the time. And he's like, let me tell you, you're really looking to tear this place up today, huh? Like making a really stupid joke. And in my head, I wanted to say, live in the dream. But while I was dreaming of, I was dreaming of, like, this dude who would say slap dick all the time for no discernible reason.
So to correct your grammar,
yes.
You're not dreaming of the man who talks about slapping dick.
Yeah.
You're not dreaming about him all the time.
No.
He said slap dick all the time, because that would be, as they say, the big gay, Chris, and we can't have a big gay on this podcast. Sorry.
So anyway, instead of saying live in the dream back to the train station attendant, I said dream in the dick and walked out.
That's what you said. See that spike right there in the audio? That's what you just said.
Dream in the dick.
Dream in the dick.
And that's now my new favorite thing to say.
Dream in the dick.
Not dream in the dick. Dream space in the dick.
Dream in the dick.
Just dream inside it. It's great. It is hands down. I wish I could have seen his face, because
yeah, I'm sure your eyes were pretty furry. Your eyes were furry. You were converting.
Yeah, no, I'm already at almond kin.
Topical. Bringing jokes back around. Good. That's what good comedy is, folks.
Oh, it's great. You know what's even better? As you're walking down fucking 33rd and you pass by Bank of America and there's a giant inflatable rat in front of it and it says, Bank of America, you've been ratted. You have displaced the people of this city for far too long, so now we have placed a rat on your doorstep.
What?
It's a giant inflatable rat. I don't know if it's still there.
Have you ever seen that news report that's like, man attempts to rob bank using I think it was like 30 pounds of ants? It claims to be Ant-Man. It's like an absurd amount. It's a weight of ants.
I could just picture him coming in like, I'm about to rob this bank. Ants! Toss it on the person.
Well, but like, I'd like to imagine he had like a box of ants, and it was just fucking full of ants, and he just like pours it on people, and he's like, "Look at all these ants."
If it were fire ants, though, like that would.
Okay,
that
but
would
the
be
fact of the
effective.
matter is, he tried to rob a bank using ants.
That's the funniest thing I think I've
So
ever
I'd
heard.
like to see someone now attempt to rob a Bank of America using rats.
No, oh, dude, yeah, no, you could definitely do that with rats.
Like, okay, firstly, rats aren't bugs. Bugs, for whatever reason, just kind of kill themselves a lot. Bugs have no sense of self-preservation.
There's also like 3 people on Earth who won't immediately run away when they see a rat or be frightened by seeing.
Have you ever played with rats? They're fun.
I've never played with one.
You should. They're fun.
I don't want to.
Sometimes I grab them out of the garbage.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, they become snacks later. But
Yeah. No.
I'm gonna rob a Bank of America.
Yeah. Just
now that I have the audio recording, I'm liable.
I hope you know now that
The FBI is coming.
yeah, the FBI is gonna tear down that door.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a good time.
we can look at the door. They're rolling up right. I see their van
and
outside.
we can record this podcast from federal prison. Hopefully, we can propose papayas to the judge, and then we'll get off.
We'll just go absolutely crazy.
Excuse me, Your Honor. My name is Blanc Castlebrock. I would like to get off, please.
I would like to
Because
not be in jail.
Because you know what, sir. I make the best chicken wings you'll ever eat in your
Oh,
life.
dude, I'd fucking murder for chicken wings right now.
Oh, dude, same. Hey Ben, you want to like commit murder?
I want to rob a Bank of America.
With what? With chicken wings. I think we solved the
No,
problem.
no. I'm going to rob it with chickens.
No, just come in with wings. Alright, guys, I'm robbing this here bank, but you know what? Everyone gets free wings!
I honestly think people would be like,
Who
yeah!
wants to give me cash? Cops would be like, how much
Give
money?
me your wallet before I blow your brains out, but here's some wings!
Cops would be like, how much money did he take? I don't know, we don't keep count. He gave us free B-dubs, man. With fries? Yeah.
Yeah, he fucking did.
He brought in like a couple burgers,
He
too.
brought bone-in and boneless.
Man, he's so considerate.
I'm a totally bone-in person, but my girlfriend's a boneless person.
And that's a problem we always have whenever we go out. But you know what? He knew. He thought ahead. He got both kinds.
What a generous and gets like a Medal of Honor.
Gets the key to the city. All right, sir. We understand.
Thank you for robbing all of our banks. Here's the and distributing wings and happiness.
Here's the
wherever you
Congressional Medal of Honor. Because the government's shut down, we have to give it out to somebody at some
go.
time.
Is it still shut down?
Yes, it's been 18. It's been 19 days.
Oh.
Yeah. Trump. I don't. Fuck it. We're diving into this. Trump gave like the national address the other day, and I didn't listen to all of it.
I didn't listen to. I'm a political science major, and I don't think I've ever intentionally.
You've
watched
never
politics.
politicked. You're a
No.
political science major, and I've never seen you actually get
because
into it.
I don't care about current politics. I care more about like, are these policies good? And usually the answer is no. And then we bomb Palestine a little more
for fun. But yeah, so Trump came on, and the one thing I heard was about humans. It was about like human trafficking.
Oh,
for some reason, and like, yeah, he was just like, let me tell you something. Human trafficking.
We have a problem in this country.
Human trafficking is a huge problem in this country, and I walked out. I'm like, I don't want to hear what he has to say about this at all.
For those who are not aware, human trafficking is still a real thing and should be seriously considered when traveling to at-risk countries.
Did you know
China, Venezuela, pretty much all of the Middle East, lots of Asian countries. They're big on their slaves there. Not exclusively women. Most slaves today are women, but there's a lot of male slaves in Asian countries on boats, because they'll just kind of, if you're like a homeless person, they'll just find you in the street and then throw you on a boat and then ship you so far away from where you originally came from, you have no way of getting home. And they barely keep you alive, and then one day, if you're lucky, you get to die.
Damn.
So,
there is
don't travel to Venezuela. I think that's the moral of the story here.
That's what we're trying to say. Venezuela.
But I'm sure Donald Trump is very aware of all this.
Yeah. So
I'm sure he's very caught up.
Did you hear that Centoya Brown was released?
Who the fuck is that?
We're talking about human trafficking. She was a child sex worker who killed her like pimp / abuser. She got like a life sentence for it. And now
In what country?
In this country, dude.
Oh.
And now like.
Oh wait, she was that girl who was in New York, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And now she just got a pardon, but it's so fucked up. She just
She didn't get I don't think she got a life sentence. I think she got a few years.
No, she got a life sentence, and well, no, if not a life sentence, they basically like
they gave her like 25.
They'll be like they're like you'll be out when you're like 65. That's basically
it was. I know it was a very long time.
It was way
and like
it was
I was in it was finals week when that happened, and everyone in the fucking house was just like, "Are you fucking serious? Fuck this country."
Well, no, she was just granted clemency, but it's not a happy ending because now she's still gonna be on parole for like another few years.
Parole is a lot better than jail for I would say parole is worth it. If you commit murder, I think like regardless of the situation, probably be on parole.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure I know what she did was right. All right, like no one should A, drug someone and then B, have them as a sex slave, and especially not A plus B. Yeah, because that yields C.
Which would be murder.
Which would be eventually gets murder.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, the guy who did it like deserved everything.
Oh, I'm sure. I totally agree.
And the fact that she's been in jail for 15 years. The fact that she's been in jail that long is ridiculous. And the fact that there are other women and maybe men out there who still go through.
I'm sure there's tons of people. I'm sure there's tons of people who've been falsely accused.
Well, not even falsely accused,
or committed murder in self-defense.
Yeah, but the thing is the way the criminal justice system, just the way the legal system works in general, is that like as long as you don't commit an arrestable offense or you don't kill anybody, we can't lock you up. That's why the mafia got off for so many years. Because like there was nothing really linking mafia bosses to things.
Yeah, especially mafia bosses.
Yeah, I mean, and if you want to get even more recent, like now there's like an all-white proud Nazi rally happening in Princeton, and like and it's like people are like, oh man, they need to do something about this, and it's like they literally can't because it's freedom of speech.
It's freedom of speech, and they probably went through all the legal means to do such. That's the price we got to pay. Unfortunately for freedom, is that sometimes there has to be some horrible shit out there.
Yeah, exactly. and I can't wait. I can't wait for like possible like Nazis to come out and just be like, oh, so you're against what we're about? You're against. They're going to have some half-truth ideology. They're going to say like, oh, you're against like a capitalist economy. You're against like freedom of speech. You're like they're going to use all these things that people universally agree on, but at the same time they're going to be like, yeah, we may not like the blacks, Jews, Asians, anyone who's different than us, and people with weird eyes. But you're against freedom. Like how could you be against that? And they're going to have a bunch of it's half-truth ideologies. That's what's going to happen. That's what their argument is going to be when people are like, how are you a Nazi? That's ridiculous.
But yeah, that's what people do all the time now.
Yeah.
Of course, we know, Nazis at the end of the day want to exterminate people. That was, kind of Hitler's little jig there.
Yeah. Well, no, it's not even that they want to exterminate people now. Like Nazis are like, we need to just be white and be proud. And that's
there's a lot of white pride, which there's a difference between white pride and pride in your heritage.
See, here's the thing about white pride in general. There's so many different variations of white.
Well, there's a ton of different variations of black.
There is, but it's still like.
But when there's a lot of black pride, it's Black American pride.
Exactly, and that's all linked to an origin point.
But what white pride is, it's usually an excuse for racism. But if you're like, I'm really proud to be Irish. I love indulging in their culture. I Irish dance. I play the bagpipes. I love kilts, and I fucking throw logs or whatever they do. Like that. That's pride in your culture, right? Like if you love your heritage and you're like, I'm Italian, baba ganoush, and you know, make meatballs and shit.
That's offensive.
Yeah.
That's totally what we do, but that's offensive.
There's actually meatballs in my fridge right now, so.
Oh, great.
Yeah, but like,
Can we just talk about
but a lot
how-
of white pride is just like, well, you see, it's great to be white, but like, okay, but what kind of white? Because you have Scots in there and English,
Exactly.
who like you have the Irish and also the Catholics in there, which have historically have hated each other.
Yeah.
So like, clearly, it's not like proud to be white. It's proud to be superior to other races.
Yeah, pretty much.
And that's the problem.
Can we just talk about, like, 10 minutes ago, we were talking about Blumpkin Grindledorf and his papayas, and now we're talking about white pride?
Blimp gadoosh.
I was 10 years old when I first saw Shronk.
But it's fine.
Yeah.
I don't care. All right, now let's dive on to some less serious topics. Let's talk about the usage of the N-word. We're not going to delve that deep yet.
That's racist. You can't say the N-word. Mrs. Obama, I've done it. I've stopped racism. Thank you, Skipper. Now I'm free to roam this earth.
Anyway,
Oh,
we're about an hour. Do you want to cut it there?
yeah, let's just cut it here. Okay,
Alright.
so, guys, this has been...
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Don't
for the
do not
latest
forget.
videos.
Don't forget to hit the bell button, and also be sure to reach out to www.deastwood.com for all your papaya needs. And
they sell exclusively papayas and
papayas.
pecans.
Can we please make a website called Deastwood that just has
Do you want to pay for the domain?
Sure. All right, guys. So also be sure to check out the videos.
Now with our Squarespace, not sponsored.
Yeah, we're not at all.
Squarespace.
Squarepace.
Squap.
Scoop. Scoop. Call us. Call us Scoop. Scoop. Scoop diddy poop. Scoop diddy whoop.
All right.
Scoop. Scoop diddy
thank
poop.
you all.
Scoop.